yourself, huh?
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, I got a resume from a gentleman for the ordinance officer position. He's very experienced. In fact, he worked with Sean. And he came to me, knowing Sean had gotten hurt, and asked if we were looking for anybody. So I have his resume. If you would like me to ask him to come next week and talk to him in executive session, that would be fine, rather than trying to schedule an interview during the week where everybody can get together.
It's okay with me.
And the second part of that is the joint agreement draft that Swiftly Township made for us to share a full-time officer.
Okay.
The way it stands, we would lose. They want to pay him $44 a year plus benefits.
Well, what's our share then?
Well, right now, it would be almost 50-50, but Suterville might buy a few hours, Harmony might buy a few hours, but we don't really need somebody even 25 hours a week, really.
Well,
So,
could you ask them, would they, like, if we only wanted 20 hours?
well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call Dawn back and ask him to come and sit with us and go through this and see what else we can come up with.
Yeah.
But the way it stands,
Yeah,
we can't possibly do it.
Yeah, because we only have it budgeted for, what, 15,000?
Yeah, $1,200 a month,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even work in the winter.
Right.
So, we're coming in way down here, plus we're not paying benefits.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if
Alright,
you'd
so
like,
we
I
can
can
do that.
ask Dawn to come in and talk with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more people jump in, we do more people.
Yeah.
To get the guy, but I'm sure Cedarville can only afford less than us.
Well, exactly, and Harmony same way.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, that was all I wanted to say about this.
Okay.
So I will contact him and ask him to come to next week's meeting. And then I'll call Dawn and see what's up with him.
Okay,
Okay?
all right. Good job.
Thank you.
That's the only thing I had. Mayor?
Oh, well, the only, I already talked to Brenda about a couple of calls I got about a few things, but, we can't really do much without having an ordinance officer in place, but I just made her aware of a couple of calls I had about some problem areas. And then there's a couple of things that, Charlie and I discussed, we've been talking to Chief. We'll just discuss them at the meeting because it would be something you would have to take action on.
Okay.
Okay, so, that was pretty much all I had this time.
All right. Secretaries, treasurers. Anything special or you just maintaining?
I'm doing both. I gave you a copy from Ryan Contestable, regarding the draft opinion of probate costs for the 2021 road program. So I'll have a copy of that. And I emailed to Ryan, I didn't make copies for you. A email came in to Dell. This is regarding the West Newton Bridge. I can make copies for all of you, but I did email it to Brian. It's determining the locations of existing facility, determining any real property, evidence and any long time, lead time materials, splicing operations, preparing any stream crossing. So I can make a copy of this for you. Okay. A gentleman came in last week. They are planning on doing some movie shooting or a series shooting. His name is Jason Calabro. And next week, he's bringing the director to tour the town. And from what I understand, I guess people have been here before.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess they want to start doing this in August and October. And Pam reminded them about using in-town services like food and beverages, buying in town, not going out of town.
Right.
But he left his, card and also a small letter, but he will be bringing the director to town, actually this week, cause he was here last week about this. Now I can make a copy of this for all of you also.
I think, this could maybe the same one that, they closed Billsdale for 2 evenings last
Yes.
week.
Are they making a movie
That's
there?
why they were closed down
Yeah.
2 evenings,
Okay.
yes.
That's a Showtime show called Rust.
Okay.
Yeah, but they used them, so maybe they're working on, they're
Working their way here, yeah, I saw all the Haddad trucks over, Shop and Save and also, but I went online, but I couldn't find anything that they were making a movie, so that's good. So this might be the same group, but I can make you a copy of this. I also got an email from a Michaela Mowers. She's from the Westmoreland County Juvenile Probation. And this is regarding the incident where a juvenile threw the rocks into the garage area, and I guess also hit a police car. And she wanted to reach out to us, and if we had any questions, you know, regarding the hearing process. I did give a copy of this to Lou and also to Chief Engineer on that. And we got a packet from that Energy. And I spoke to Sam today about it. In fact, this is the packet actually that came on Friday. And I asked him if he wanted to see a copy of it, and he said no, because I guess he receives a lot of the same information that we got. But I guess they're having a virtual public hearing on Tuesday, June the 8th at 10 a.m. and persons wishing to join the hearing or present testimony should contact AG Permits at Allegheny County. And I just wanted to let you guys know that we got all this information. And right now, that's all I got.
That's enough.
You gonna be ready to take the reins?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, when you actually ended the month?
No, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna be going next week, the end of next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my exit audit is Monday, probably Tuesday. And I think when that's
Comfortable?
over,
Are we comfortable?
I get that Susan if she's comfortable.
Are you ready to sign checks and everything?
No, you two guys sign checks.
Well, you're allowed to.
Yeah, but only with you, but I prefer actually, you know, that you guys can sign the checks.
Yeah, but he's old.
He can still write his name, right, Mary? No, if she would wanna stay another week, that would be great, but I understand, you know, she's ready to move on.
Well, no, it's not so much that, it just, you know, it appears that, you know, Susan's good, she's on it, she's getting in there, and she's starting her sewer training this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, even if I do fade out at the end of next week, I will still be available till the end of the month. You know, I'd like to be able to assist her with her sewer billing, if she wants me, that's, you know,
yes.
that's it. I just wanted to add a couple of things to the treasurer's report also. First of all, George fell and dislocated his shoulder. That's why he's not here. He has broken rib too.
George.
Molovich.
Oh.
That's why he's not here. He's hoping he'll be able to come to meeting next week. But right now, he's pretty well boogered up. But, Susan did pass that information on to George also about the bridge. I just wanted to chat a few minutes about the road project. You know, I would, you have, you know, if you take some time to review that, Dan, see everything's on there that you like, that you asked for. Ryan gave you a base bid, and then he gave you two options. You have a good opportunity here to get, you know, to get the bang for your buck. Do a nice big project, take out a short-term loan for next year. you know, skip a year for next year to do more this year. You know, you're talking about doing Robertson Street, which would be a really nice project. You know, so I would hope that you would consider that, and, you know, once again, if you do, and next week, and you could make that decision, then I can, you know, assist Susan getting in line to get, things together to get our loan, to get a loan. You know, I'd like to get that taken care of too before I go. Also, I'm meeting, and I called Brenda today, and I asked her to join with me. Gonna meet with Hallie Chatfield from the Redevelopment Authority Land Bank. She and I are gonna go over to Brenda, we're gonna go over and look at the GC Murphy building. Spoke with Brian Lawrence, he's the executive director of Land Bank and Redevelopment Authority. Another thing that I had said that I wanted to push along. I hope, we'll see. And then, also, the information was forwarded to you about the grant, or not grant, general code, codification.
Clarification.
Everybody looking at it? Everybody like ready to, you know, give some info? I'd like to see if you could, maybe at your next work session next month, I know Brenda would be on it. If you could just have some input that, you know, cause this is new for Susan, and, you know, that you could, you know, assist her, and like we could get moving with this. You know, that's a couple more things on my bucket list.
We're here to help you.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thanks,
One more
ma'am.
thing.
Yeah.
Hey. Alright. Yeah,
Good.
no,
I'll wait till my committee, man.
okay.
Alright. Go through committees then. Brenda, properties?
All right, about a week and a half ago, Pam called me and said that the Redevelopment Authority Land Bank had contacted her. They wanted to tear down that gray house at the top of Hill and Main.
Okay.
It was up for judicial sale last Monday. But they don't want the lot. So, I went up and I found out, do not wear a mask when approaching strangers. I went up and knocked on those people's door next door to ask them if they would be interested in the lot, and they were. So I called Pam, Pam got a hold of the land bank and told them go ahead with the buy, and the lady called the land bank and spoke with them. So I don't know how long it'll take for that house to come down, but it's done and over with. We're
Okay.
just waiting for it to fall.
Yeah, that's great, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
that's a lot of
thank
money.
you, thank you.
Let's
That's really an
see.
I'm in and out of town.
Notifications. And this is less than half of the statement from the government on what we're gonna be able to use the money for. So,
What's it say?
I hope we all have a long time to read. I only printed half. When my printer kept going, I thought that maybe something was wrong, but no, I printed half, so,
What else did they talk about, Brenda, was that in the PSAB today?
no, actually, it wasn't. There was a blight, there was insurance, arbitration, and, with unions, and forget what the first one was, and then there's 4 more tomorrow. But no, they did not talk about this at all, and it is not on the agenda for tomorrow either. I was kind of surprised by that. I thought that we would at least get the crib notes on it, you know what I mean, that they would give us some, but no, they didn't cover it at all.
Aren't we getting the money this month?
Yes, we're supposed to get it this month, so,
There was an email that came through, unfortunately, we didn't see it until later, but, I called DCED. This is gonna be a little more complex than they originally said, and I knew it,
Yes.
I knew that's what it
Yes.
would be. So, but I did call the DCED, and I saw that they did forward us, they have a recorded portion of that webinar. In fact, I sent it to my laptop at home, I'm gonna watch when I go home later. It appears, if I'm reading it correctly, that we're gonna have to go through DCED single application. I'm not sure why they're doing it that way, because it's not grant money, it's recovery money. We're guaranteed the money, but they're still making us gonna jump through the hoops. Unfortunately though, I did do, you know, I have our Duns, I have our Sam's, I have all that in line. So it shouldn't be that big a deal except for the paperwork. So as soon as I get more information, or as soon as Susan, I get something else going on, I'd really like to see that and get that, see that in the bank, anchored down before.
Yeah.
I keep saying
No,
before.
they're gonna have to go on a special
Before,
account.
yeah. Yeah, I'm real curious to see if it goes, if they're requiring it to go into an interest-bearing account, and are we gonna get to keep the interest? Because it seems to me we have until 2024 to spend the first half of the money, and then the second half, I think, is a year later.
I think you're right.
You know, and that's a nice chunk of change to make a little bit of, jig on, if we get to keep it,
Yeah.
you know. So I'll be curious to see that.
And you know, all that helps with, when we're cutting costs and stuff, because that gives us more money to put back in,
You know.
where it may be needed. So, but, yeah, I think we're gonna be under very tight reins and very complicated reins
Yeah.
with that. But,
Anything free always is.
and of course, at least we're gonna get it and we'll be able to accomplish something with
That's
it.
right.
All right. That's all you have?
That's it.
Okay. Dan, what you working on?
We got a collapsed catch basin down by Johnny. It is our catch basin. Not sure, I mean, it's halfway on private property and halfway on Robinson Street. So, I think we're gonna probably have to take care of it, okay? Being that it is our catch basin, it's collapsed and I'm probably gonna, with the council's permission, have them go ahead and start on repair. The tires were picked up today, Mary.
Thank
Yeah.
God. I
Yeah.
saw them on Sunday and I was
What?
like, no.
Tires were picked up today,
For the cleanup.
Yeah, I know, just today.
just today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that matter of fact,
Who
they
picked
just
them
sent.
up?
They moved them though, that day that you called me.
Well, yeah, they had to move them
They
because
moved
they had to get in there with the,
But I talked to Mr. Rossetti, he was real nice, and I just explained to him that somehow the communication got screwed up, and this company was coming out from Ohio,
yeah.
and they finally got him.
Well, the first conversation, wasn't real nice.
No,
But he's talking to me.
But he was,
He knows me.
yeah, but he knows me too, but I just
He-
explained to him, and I said, I guarantee you, they're gonna be gone. I
He's
said,
known me a long time.
How many tires were there? Do you
a
know?
ton. They were piled up like a
Couple
pyramid.
hundred?
Oh,
I
no,
mean-
I bet there were 300-400.
Yeah, they were.
He had a box, it was a box trailer, and they just finished up today, probably about an hour or so to get him out of there, so that's good.
I know, I saw they were still there Saturday, I'm like, oh my God, I figured you'd be calling me.
And we had a grass cutter who applied, and I interviewed him, and we called him, and he took a full-time job, so. And we're working on plan of attack up there on Fifth Street, and the first house there, pretty bad, so we're gonna probably get Burke, who's probably gonna have to go up there, and we may
Yeah, I
have
know,
to.
we've talked to you about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad. But we're able to, receive, lien money, right, for now.
Well, Susan will put a lien on the property, but
Do you know who, can we
What
find out who
house,
owns
Dan?
it?
What house
Can we
is
send her up there?
It's where,
What's that?
the first house.
Richie Duncan's old house.
Going
no,
up north Fifth.
Brenda.
First house on the
It's the
right.
gentleman that we went to the hearing last year, if you
Oh,
recall.
yes, I recall.
Do
Dave.
you remember?
Yes.
It's real
Dave
bad.
Cochran.
No.
No, I
Oh, he
forget,
must have sold it to him.
I forget this guy's
Paprosky, John
name.
Paprosky.
Well, his property's up behind there. It's bad too. The one in front of his, there's a driveway. The property's up there, and then the one in front is real bad.
Oh, okay,
There's
I
two
thought,
houses.
oh, I'm sorry, then I thought that's, we was talking
Dave
about.
Cochran owned the house and I lived on that street. I don't know who owns it now.
No,
I thought you said some corporation or somebody.
no, that's next to Connie Pollock. That's
Oh,
at
okay.
Interland LLC is next to Connie. That one is a Lash.
Okay.
A Lash.
So we really haven't sent any letters to him or anything, or,
Yeah, I send them all the time.
so he hasn't done anything? So,
No, they
so we
don't,
have to,
they don't care.
yeah.
They don't care.
What-
What is that guy? DiBernardo.
Oh, you.
Alright, I know.
Yeah.
I know, I remember. It's either a Lash or a DiBernardo that owns that one. They both own something up there. Whichever two are nasty. They
Isn't
don't
that
like
house
them.
next to Connie Pollock's real bad too?
Yeah, that's the Interland LLC.
And they're not doing anything either.
Well, we're able to get that money if we put a lien on property.
Only if somebody buys it. We
Well,
never get our
Here's the
money.
thing, Dan.
Here's why I'm asking, no, wait a minute, can I finish?
Absolutely.
Here's why I'm asking, because we cut that property up on North Fourth Street for almost 3 years. And we didn't get a dime, that place was sold and it was flipped, and we haven't got a dime, we didn't get a dime off it.
Yeah, well, that happened.
That's why I'm asking.
That's the guy, that was an LLC from New York who purchased that property.
Okay, and we couldn't get any lien money.
No, and I got Sam involved with that one.
That's the one he called everybody on and said, I'm not gonna take a report.
That's the guy, that he said, he said he could have me arrested.
Yeah,
He wanted to put me in jail.
he was with
Yes.
I told the guy,
That's why I'm
my
asking.
first time.
You know, that's taxpayers' money.
I know.
I know, we do all the
Paying-
yards that way.
Paying us out, and then we don't get anything in.
I know.
So that's why I asked, not to trample on your toes for property, Brenda, but I know how many hours they put in it.
I'll keep a record of it, maybe.
Danny, I get frustrated. Sean worked his butt off last year
Yeah, but,
to get all this properties, and then you end up with these abandoned ones that there's no way to trace them, or you trace them to an LLC, which is owned by a different LLC, which is owned by this guy who sold it to this guy. And it just turns into a convoluted nightmare. And so we only have two options, and that is to do the best we can, like with the guys cutting the grass and such. And to try and chase these guys down so that either they have to tear it down, or we're gonna have somebody concrete and we're gonna tear it down, and we're gonna take them to court and sue them to get the money back. That's the only, that's what we're gonna have to do this year. That's one of the things on my list. We are gonna chase these LLCs down to the best of our ability
Yeah.
and get some of that money back.
Good.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm glad the house is flipped, cause it's nice, I mean, they put a ton of money into the house, it looks great. You know, I see Bob Uhouse up there for hours, every week, hours.
Yeah.
He was sitting, and he does spring chicken, and I'm not worried about him up there with the weed whacker, cause it was all hill, and so.
And then to go beyond that, then you have the properties that they go up for judicial sale. That's like the bottom barrel of life, like the one up there, the
Right.
908 East Main. Well, when they go for judicial sale, we still don't get our money. Because judicial sale is
Free and
just like
clear.
pretty much is free and clear.
So, I mean, is it our obligation to do these properties?
Well, we've talked about this for
I
the
know, I brought
last
this up
20
at the
years.
same time.
You know, what do you do? Do you
Yes,
let your
yes.
your residents sit or be next? I mean, I know myself, if I had a property next to me, the grass needed cut, nobody's cutting it, I'm gonna cut it
Yeah, I
myself.
would do it.
We're gonna cut it ourselves. But a lot of people don't feel that way. They're gonna call here,
Oh, I know,
bitch.
well, we've followed up on how many complaints over the years,
So what do you do? I mean, it's a catch-22. You have to respect the residents around there.
All right, well,
Yeah, when I was working for the borough, we were cutting that wood
on Fourth Street.
on Fifth Street.
Yeah, I mean, so that's how long ago that's been.
Yeah,
going on.
there's a boat in the yard?
Not now.
No, okay, yeah, there was, when we were cutting it.
It's at that 154, 156 North
Yeah.
Second. Well, Susan just
Oh,
put money
okay.
on there. They just cut it.
Yeah.
Who was this?
You put the $100 fee, the
Oh,
municipal lien
yes,
on there,
yes,
and I think
uh-huh.
that right now, it's like well over $5,000.
Oh,
We had that little
And you're not
piece-
gonna recoup that money.
We had that little piece
The
of
courts aren't
property
gonna
over on
give it.
Collinsburg Road, that
They're
little
gonna
corner.
pay
I think
other things
Frank
besides.
bought it when it went to
paying for
judicial.
it.
I think we had like close to $10,000 on that. George Myers owned that. The George Myers that owned the bee house.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you do? You know, we tried everything.
Kind of a double-edged sword, you know.
Yeah,
What about the Beechwood? What can we do about
Yeah,
that?
that's another
A
one.
lot of people were complaining about that. Did somebody buy it?
Sure.
Well, I mean, did somebody buy it?
Yeah, Salvatore Conti? Salvatore Conti. Somebody named Salvatore Conti. Our problem now is not having a code officer. And Brenda and I have already faced the wrath of the magistrate
Yes.
for going
But
with.
can't we send
Yeah,
Gary
he's
down
not
here?
very friendly.
Can't we
on
send
that.
Gary over here?
Well, no, I mean, he was within his rights because, and I knew better than to do what we did, but we tried.
Yeah.
We tried, we got yelled at, but so did the bad guy. Chinny said that wasn't anything he could do legally because we didn't issue the citation, we weren't there, we didn't take the pictures.
Oh.
But he didn't let him off without knowing that he needed to take care of his properties.
Yeah, he told
What was
him
that?
this straight out, he said, if Sheldon Kaiser was here, I would get you for every dime I can.
Yeah.
He said, so don't come back.
Gary and I are gonna, cause I've been I try to give Susie as much space as she can without me being like this. So Gary and I did go out 2 weeks ago. I said, let's do vegetation at least. That's, that's something that we can do. So we did do vegetation. We're going again tomorrow. So we'll put one of those courtesy notices on there. Just start the process.
Right.
It can't hurt.
Where's the Salvatore Conti from?
You know which way, I don't know. Not local. I don't know where it's from. I'll find out. I'll look it up.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Attorney, recreation?
Yeah, does Danielle know about these signs?
It's not only that,
When did these come in?
he bought it as
Oh.
he's tearing it down.
A month ago,
Ruby.
at least.
I didn't know about them.
Huh?
They're not up.
Oh, they're not.
Well, no, I didn't even know they were here.
Well, Danielle came in the one day because I had the checks, and I said, I have a deposit slip, because I still have your little thing there, your little
She
case.
didn't contact me, or I
Okay.
should have gotten these.
Oh, okay.
If anybody brings something in, a banner like with a record,
Okay,
I need to know about it because I hang.
okay.
So I'll put them up this year and then I'll give these guys free next year.
Okay, well, I
Cause
thought,
I didn't know anything about them. I got 8 of them up there now, the Terriers up there, bike shop, the ones I already knew about. But I just saw these sitting here, right here.
Okay, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Danielle was here, and I said, Danielle, I said, do you want these? I thought she,
No, that's what
Okay. all right.
No, I'll put them up, but I'm gonna give them these, I'll hold on to these 4 and then I'll give them next year. I know, I was like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll take care of these. I'll get them up next year.
Tony, I still have your video cameras.
I know, I was thinking about that, because somebody asked me this, I know I gotta get up and see Steve.
Yeah,
And then,
we were talking about
yeah, me and Paul was talking about it. Cause I had some problems down there when I was down there lining the field for the little kids. And 3 little idiots walking around, there's a porch on right by, I'm standing right there. So they walk down the street, one throws a water bottle at it. And the other one turns around and kicks it, and I looked at it, I said, hey asshole, knock it off. They all turned around and walked away. So then Mike comes down, I say, Mike, I said, I don't want to press charge. I said, just tell them kids, get the hell out of here. I said, because they're down by the big field now. They won't walk by me anymore, they walked all the way around to get to the big field. And then I just stood there and watched them. Just stood there and stared at them.
Been there, done that when I coached all them kids.
I mean,
trust me.
I'm standing right there, I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
Kids don't
do you see me? Am I visible? I had to start checking
They
myself.
don't care.
I don't care.
It's amazing, right in front of me. So you can imagine what they're doing when you're not there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went over to the Lions Club yesterday and we had painted all those picnic tables last year and somebody took oil paint and just splattered it all over the tables, all over the cement. You know, we got it rented out for weddings and different stuff and I
That's
can't,
amazing.
you know, paint all.
So, okay, and
So, anyone else ready?
I've called him, guys, I don't know what's going on, so.
Right, yeah, we want that.
That's it.
Okay, you want me to do sewage?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Charlie, public safety?
Nothing special, the new car worked out fine,
Can we let her in that car or not?
eventually, yeah, working with Mr.
You wanna let her in?
I don't really think we need to,
I
but,
mean, it costs us money to let her in.
you know. Personally, I like it without.
Me too.
It
What do
blends
you guys think? I don't know.
I like it, I think it blends right in,
Yeah.
it's not as noticeable.
Keep
I
it
was
the way
like,
it
I
is.
come down Main Street one day, I didn't even know you were sitting there.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll keep it that
I was
way.
like, you look. I don't know, what do you, I would say not let her myself, that's my personal.
And a couple of the officers, wanted me to look into maybe getting body cams.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that's-
Now, we did have a couple instances where, it was a he said, she said thing, but somebody with another phone camera had caught it, and the police were correct. So, I mean, we're getting to the point now where, you know, I'm gonna look into it, there's some good deals out there on a monthly basis for Motorola. And, you know, they record everything, you gotta recharge them, I was going to maybe get two, no more than we have to have, but,
Yeah, you got one officer on at a time.
yeah.
And split one, yeah, I have two, and one's charging and one's working.
And then Mary said something about the iPads to get to,
Yeah, whenever the guys have to arraign someone, they have to go over to Ross Draver, because a lot of these magistrates will do virtual. So, I've been checking with some other different police departments, so they're using the Apple iPad, so you can FaceTime, and then they could arraign them right there. They wouldn't have to take them anywhere out of town. So, we looked at the prices, and they weren't too bad.
well, we'll check it out again, we'll get a good deal on
Yeah, I wanna
pricing.
try to get a model number, like I was gonna call Ross Draven and get a model number of what they use, so I can get an exact price for those. But, you know, it would keep our police in town, because every time somebody sees them going out of town, they go, why are your police out of town? Well, they're probably going to arraign someone. So that would eliminate that. So, those are a couple other things.
Is that all you have, Charlie?
Yeah.
Sanitation, Carrie, everything all right?
Everything's fine.
Great. Finance and budget, I see we got our new audit. This isn't your audit, but, your audit will be coming.
That's 2020.
Yeah.
Two of two.
Anything for insurance, or, well, we have a thing for the bridge. If you could get us copies of that.
Yes, I will do that.
What is it, what's it say?
It's just something about what Dale, it was really directed to Dale, and Dale's like, oh, so that's what he said.
I'll make you all a copy of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, because it has to do with, I think where they're going to put the temporary bridge, because I did say that to Dale.
Yeah, they
If
did.
they come from over there, from your property, and come over here, like that's going over our main interceptor.
Oh.
You know, and I did say to Dale, I said, what's the deal there, you know, that's, I mean, I don't know anything about that. So that's why she passed it on to Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah, that's more an engineering thing.
Any personnel issues we can discuss?
Just need a grass cutter, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, still,
Two of them.
two if we, yeah.
hey, I'm gonna bring it up one more time, and I'm gonna let it fly.
What's that?
I don't know, you guys have a problem bringing bomb in one day a week, cut the ball for.
Who?
Ball.
Oh,
Ball. I don't know his last name.
you mean, he used to work here?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, no, think about it, I don't care, I don't care what happens.
I'll take that.
Think about it. Any business we failed to bring up at this meeting? All right, see you next week then.
Very good.
Okay.